no one is going to pick a father for their child or a mother for their child knowing that they're going to be a certain type of way. If they knew, if you knew if it was written on the tin before you bought it, you wouldn't buy it, would you?
Like, I'm not talking about how the person feels about the man or whatever else it is, but you've automatically made the decision that your child is going to come into this world having to do the broken home thing and whichever else it is and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I mean?
think,
So, again, there's the responsibilities for both.
I hear you 100% on that. And I'm all about accountability for me. You know, I would say I'm lucky in a sense that I'm with someone who, let's say everything turned out all right in the end. We were gone through our struggles, you know, but everything's turned out all right. But I see a lot of men and women sometimes complaining about their partners almost as like they didn't pick them, almost as like someone almost blindfolded them and said, here you go. Like, you know, and all of a sudden you're pregnant. That's how and it's like, do you know what? No matter how young we are when you've had children, no matter how, whatever situation, we all have to kind of just take accountability for the situation that we're in. And I feel like no one is going to pick a father for their child or a mother for their child knowing that they're going to be a certain type of way. If they knew, if you knew if it was written on the tin before you bought it, you wouldn't buy it, would you? But it's like almost like, how did you pick that person though? Did you pick that person? What characteristics did you pick that person off? How did that person turn into having a child with you? And everyone's entitled to what they like and the kind of people they go for. But if you're in a situation where it doesn't turn out right, you have to, the problem doesn't boil down to, oh, there's not enough good men in the world. Oh, there's not enough good women in the world. It boils down to the decision that you made for yourself at the end of the day and who you chose to have the baby with. And that's it. And, you know, that when you take that accountability, then life is much easier because you're not blaming everyone. You're not feeling like you're hard done by. You're like, all right, cool. I made the decision. Cool, whatever. Yeah, it's up to me. It's my responsibility. When there's 4 kids screaming in my head every day and whatever, and I'm feeling like I want to jump through the window, I'm not blaming. I can't blame anyone but myself. You know what I'm saying? Who told me? Who told me though? It's on me.
That's a you problem.
It's on me. Like me and Stuart will go back and forth and I have my little complaining moments, whatever. You vent in it. You vent sometimes, but in the grand scheme of things, I have to look at myself and say, boy, that was your decision, bro. Your decision to go and have those 4 children. So here, what now? Well, you see when you're stressed and you're putting your hair out, that's you. I'm saying, obviously everyone has different problems.
It's true. You know, the funny thing about this is, these men were laughing at me when I had my little one pick-me changing the car and all of that. Talking about could have never been me. These men now got 4. I'm still on my one pick-me, you know.
Hey, listen, I swear, till this day, I mean, you put side on me, bro. You put side on me. I met that guy to bed laughing at me and that. It's all right, bro.
It's true. It's when my man announced that he was having picnic, bruv, I cried for time. I cried for laughter for time, and I said, yes, man. All them years that were laughing at me, hearing me cussing on the phone, having to change nappy. I think, man, let me go to Tesco quickly and get more nappies and wipes and all of that. Man, they were stressing me out. You see now? I'm begging. I'm going to pick me, you know.
Come up and
it's real. And
trust me.
That's what I'm saying. That, you know, I would never. The thing is, all jokes aside, I would never change it for the world. Like, those 4 children have put me in a position where I've had to be accountable. Regardless, there's no getting out of it. You have to man up. You have to level up. That's it. And that's what I'm saying. But as I said, when it's time to complain, I've only got myself to complain to because I mapped out my own life at the end of the day. Whether it was an accident or not, I mapped out my own life. So
and this works both ways, right? As well, you know, it's also, you said, you know, the partner you're picking. This is a shout. This is honestly a direct talk to the men as well. You know, the girl might look crazy. You know, she might be that kind of fiery energy that you like, something spicy, all good. But I tell you what, this is also the person you're potentially picking. You know, we've all got choices, and you've got to be, I think, in the game of messing around, being a bit irresponsible. Yeah, a child can result from that. you know. And if this is not what you're trying to deal with, have a bit of a think about it. We've all been young, and we all want fun at some point, But I think if you're going to be grown up about it, you've got to be responsible about the type of the partner that you're picking, and it's really important. Don't think you know them. You know, sometimes how they've acted, they've shown you all their cards. You know, don't act surprised.
Listen,
don't act surprised.
It's a matter of fact that most of us see the red flags way before, but we choose to ignore them, and that's on us. That's on us, man. Like, I don't think there's one man or woman who's in a bad relationship right now who can say, I didn't see the red flags. I didn't see them literally buzzing off in my face before I went and had a baby with this person. You do. And you know what? You can say you're young. Everyone can say you're young. My thing is, there's people that are still paying for mistakes that they've made when they're younger. So it's only so many times you can say, I was young. You know what I'm saying? I was young. It's the reality that we're all going to make mistakes and think a certain way. But if you're holding in or just singling out, I was young, so that kind of excuses you, it actually don't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Have you found being a co-parent has impacted having new relationships with women? Because from what I see, and I've always heard this, there is this kind of desire for men to not have children. You know, they want a man that doesn't have a child, for example. And then equally, there's men out there who are like, nah, I don't want a woman who's got a child. In my mind, the logical thing is, common sense is, as people get older, a lot more people will have children, right? So, you know, the pool of people you're going to be picking from, some will have children, right? But it seems to be this kind of lockdown parameter that says, no, he has to not have a child, or she needs to not have a child, right? Has it impacted your relationship with women? And do you rule out, women who have children?
No, the funny thing is, I actually asked that question that other day on my show, but firstly, it doesn't, for me, it doesn't, if a woman's got a child, it doesn't bother me, to be honest with you. Because again, I've got my own, I've been a dad for nearly 14 years, and what's before me is before me. Like I said, it's what I'm then looking at is how you take care of these children. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Are you a respectable mother? How do you carry yourself knowing that you got children of a certain age or whatever else it is, and blah, blah, blah. So that doesn't bother me. Has it impacted my life before? Yeah, it has, majorly, to be honest with you. Like, majorly. Because, again, younger at the time, when you've got a child and you've got this new partner that you've been in a relationship with for X amount of time, my relationships were a couple of years at times, whether they be up or down or rocky, whatever else it is. There was a stage where my son didn't want no woman around me. None at all. He knew already that mummy and daddy was never going to be together, but he ain't going to be cool with this girl that's here. Never. He don't care. She can buy tracksuits, t-shirts, toys, whatever, you name it. Not on it. Because I know that if I become cool with this girl here, mummy's going to have a problem with it and probably stop me from going to see dad. So it's best that I just don't be cool with the girl altogether. Because mummy don't want no girl around her picnic. And you've heard this before. Do you see what I'm saying? The same way, the other way around, vice versa. Man don't want no man around my youth or whatever else it is. Or you've heard it. So it had that impact on my relationship at times, to a point of the other day. It's flipped so far now that my son's like, Dad, you need a girlfriend, man. Like, no, I remember before, like, I didn't want you to have no girl, but I was young. This is how my son's talking to me now, I swear to God. Like, yeah, I was young. I was being a bit selfish or whatever else it is. But now, I feel like you need a girlfriend, man. Like, you're getting older. And maybe you need to have another baby. Like, this is how the man's talking to me, bro. Like, my brethren. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. So it's flipped. He's very open and whatever else it is to me being in relationships now. Me making decisions on being in relationships now have blatantly changed because I don't have the worry of how is it going to impact my co-parenting situations. You know what I'm saying? My son's a lot bigger now or whatever else it is. And he will kind of let me know if he's feeling somebody or not. Do you know what I mean? So I know how I then have to adjust or adapt my situation accordingly. Do you know what I mean? So not so much now, but in the past, it definitely affected me, man.
Would you say he's your sense checker for some of the women? You know, does he give you the? Is he got? Do you have to get the seal of approval? Do you have to get the seal of approval from him before
you have to get the seal of approval from him anyway? But he hasn't been wrong yet. To be honest with you, like everybody he was sort of open with, like he was right about them. Obviously, it just didn't work out for me and them. Obviously, but how they treated him and was with him was cool. But there was one person he was like, not having it, Dad. No, like if you get with her, I ain't coming around here. Like it's done.
Yeah.
Like, and he was right, blood. It's my worst relationship ever. Like poison. He was so right, bro.